The next winter storm, a nor'easter, will be developing. Where it goes will be different from the last system. We'll track that. It is Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Thank you for being here on Snow Bros. We're going to see this system develop right along the east coast of the U.S., riding to the north. A lot of uncertainty with this one, no doubt, because it hasn't even formed yet, so that makes sense. But not only are we watching this system that will be forming, and you see it right there by the time we get into the weekend with some stronger winds, which Matt and I will be highlighting going forward. As this all develops, that is going to bring down the biggest chill potentially in 5, maybe 15 years down through the deep south, Florida back through the Bahamas in particular. A big chill this weekend. Numbers say central Florida, they could be down in the 20s with wind chills in the teens. Huge situation with the cold moving down through the deep south. Now let me show you how this evolves. I want to show you the American model, and then I want to show you the European model. Now, as we mentioned, Matt and I don't just look at the models behind the scenes. We actually adjust them once we get a feel on what's going to happen. That's why this channel is different. We're not just spitting out data for you. We've been doing this for a long time, and we'll be able to give you the actual best information like we did with the last storm system. But by Saturday, you can see the rain in through here. Florida, back through the Carolinas. This is when it starts to develop on Saturday evening. Backside, I mentioned that colder air for a reason. That sneaks in. Look at that. By the time we get into Saturday evening, some of the snow, Southern Virginia, North Carolina and South Carolina, Georgia as well. Potential of some snow. If you're in this sector, Matt and I will be doing additional updates. If you are subscribed to Snow Bros, you'll get those alerts, and we'll be zooming down covering everyone. Now, the deal with this one, this is Sunday morning. We're going to be on the edge. Any shift closer to land could bring a huge snow back toward the I-95 corridor. If it wiggles away, nothing at all. That's the fine line. But you see by Sunday afternoon, the potential of a heavier snow anywhere from Philly back toward Boston. It is not a guarantee at this point. I know some of the other channels are trying to really latch onto this. This is a no hype channel. We're just going to give you the facts on what we're going to see happen. Then by Monday morning, Atlantic region of Canada does look like it's going to at least pivot up. So it's going to be a really fine line. Let me zoom down and show you that right here of what could happen. This, the American model. Then I'll show you the European. And I want to show you a sample of some of the snow totals. But look at the snow. Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. If this were to hold, this would actually be a significant snow for parts of North Carolina and extreme Southern Virginia by the time we get into Saturday. Again, if this holds, we'll see. If this just shoots more offshore, there's the center of it. If it moves more off toward the east, that would really lessen any snow or maybe nothing at all back through, say, DC. So we're going to be on the edge of it. DC, Baltimore, Philly, Delaware on the edge of it. New Jersey on the edge of it. Even if it's more offshore, Delaware, New Jersey, as we swing from Delmarva north through New York City, it's going to be a very close call. But Matt and I will be able to give you a heads up on if this snow is really going to be pivoting in. But that nor'easter works to the north by the time we get into Sunday afternoon. This is Sunday at 4. Even if it stays offshore, look at this fine line. Here's Philly. You could see maybe some snow, maybe not a whole lot. Stone Harbor, Ocean City, New Jersey, a significant snow. That's the difference. Long Island, Connecticut, we could see a bigger snow out of this, the potential of it, but it is such a sharp cutoff where Western Mass, we may get nothing at all. Meanwhile, the Cape and the islands, we could see some significant snow. Rhode Island, watching Providence. So Hartford, Providence, Boston, we're on watch for the potential of a nor'easter, and then we'll monitor again anywhere from Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. We know Maine, there could be some big differences with systems like this. By Monday, this system would be pivoting near parts of Maine, coastal sections over toward New Brunswick, southern sections, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island. There's going to be a huge difference between snow and no snow with this, and that's why Matt and I, we will be working around the clock, and we adjust the map. So again, we have those tools to kind of see the models. Here's the European model. Models run off a kind of fixed data, but behind the scenes, we can actually tweak that, and that's what we do, and that's what we did with the last system based on what we're seeing in the environment. Sometimes I feel like folks maybe, I don't want to call anyone out, but sometimes it's good to look at the window and see what the heck is going on out there, and that's what Matt and I try to do. Now, here's a look at the first sample of kind of the European model. showing some of the potential and just how close it is. This would be by Saturday 7 p.m. with a potential of snow anywhere from southern New Jersey through Delaware, parts of Maryland, Virginia. Virginia could be a really sharp cutoff. If it just shoots out more, again, that's going to mean no snow, but if it hangs along the coast or any shift to the north, that can mean a significant snow. Let me zoom down just a little bit here. This is Saturday 7 p.m. and you can see Virginia over toward, again, I mentioned the Carolinas earlier. That snow is looking more and more likely for especially North Carolina and the potential of even Georgia and South Carolina. But you could see here this fine line. Let's just jump out in time. This would be by Saturday night of this system developing. You get over toward Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, Falmouth, maybe Newport on the edge of some of that snow, keeping an eye on Long Island there. Hartford, New Haven on the edge of it, New York on the edge. Such a sharp cutoff. Maybe one of those situations where Scranton, it's like, where the heck is a storm? And meanwhile, it's sitting just off toward the west. This here would be by Sunday morning. You could see this very significant and heavy snow. And this is what Matt and I are watching, because any little shift, it would be a small shift, could bring a significant snowback toward I-95. But at the end of this, as we work our way into Sunday afternoon, it looks like it'll pivot north. So at least Providence, Cumberland, Boston, on the edge of Worcester, back through, Bourne, Provincetown, Hyannis, Harwichport, we could see a significant snow out of this. And I mentioned parts of Maine, not all of Maine. They're moving toward New Brunswick and Nova Scotia by the time we get into 7 p.m. And then you can see it filling back toward the Maritimes, the Atlantic region as a whole as we work our way deeper into Sunday. And again, we let you know what we know and what we don't know. It's really hard to tell at this point, right? The system hasn't even developed, but we're on top of it. But to give you an idea of some of the, I don't want to call it concern, because again, we keep everything in perspective, but look at these shadings showing up. Here's South Carolina, even parts of Georgia, a little bit of light blue in there, showing that there could be an inch or two of some snow. But over toward parts of North Carolina and extreme southeastern Virginia, you get back toward Norfolk, over toward the Tidewater area, down through the Outer Banks, back through Duck. And then you can see right in here some of these reds popping up, which would be a foot of some snow. And that's why I mentioned in yesterday's video, if we get a little bit of a shift, that could put a foot of snow on I-95. But if this were to hold, it could be almost nothing, but this is what we'll be watching. But it will kind of pivot around very close to Boston, but a nor'easter is developing. Exactly how it shakes out, that's what we'll be watching. But the point being is, wherever this does go, a very significant snow. But I think we're talking like 20 miles or so from nothing to maybe 6 to 12 inches of snow. That's going to be the fine line on this. And you see it for yourself. We definitely trust your judgment. We watch your comments throughout the day and love going back and forth with you. So a nor'easter likely forming this weekend. That southern snow first, right? That's looking more and more likely. North Carolina in particular for that snow, in which we will zoom down into North Carolina with city by city totals in this video as we go forward. I-95, as I mentioned, on the edge of snow, no snow. Just kind of depends on where the system sets up first, where we start to see it developing. And then we'll be able to tell what's going to happen down the road. So again, Matt and I are going to put out increased updates on this system for you subscribers. You'll get those notifications first. We'll be going through the comments. Have a really good day ahead.